Hey guys, what's up? RedExions here and welcome to F1 2021 Career Mode. You guys have probably been waiting quite a long time for this, but it's finally here. So of course, as you guys know, I first planned on doing Breaking Point, but seeing as that is completely oversaturated right now, everyone is doing it. The story is the same for everyone. I have decided to do Driver Career Mode instead of Breaking Point. Also, with Driver Career Mode, you can of course create your own story and not follow the scripted story made by Codemasters. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into this. Now, like I said, this time we will be doing Driver Career Mode and not My Team Career Mode. I'd like to do Driver Career Mode because I don't really like the managing aspect of my team. So guys, as I said, we're doing a Driver Career Mode. We're going to be creating our own story. As for 2019, we have the option to start out in F2 this year. But unlike F1 2019, it is not really that polished. It is just a full season in F2 or a short season, and not really that scenario-based season like there was in F1 2019. So for now, we're going to gloss over the F2 part. Now, for the settings of the career mode, we will of course be doing a full season. Right now it's just 20 races, but I think the 3 tracks that are not included right now will be added in future updates. In terms of assists, I will of course be driving with all assists turned off. As for all the new things you can adjust this year, I'm going to let it all be on the default settings so that we can get a good idea of what the failure rates or the acclaim rates are like when you put it on default. Also, for the weekend structure, I'll be doing a short practice, short qualifying and a 25% race. Maybe in the future I will do a full qualifying and a 50% race, but that depends on how well the series does. Also, for the first time I will be using strict corner cutting frequency because I have always been using regular, and I think that's a nice added challenge for this season. In terms of AI, right now I am on the pace of 101%, so the first AI level in the ultimate category. Maybe in the future, if I'll get quicker and better at the game, I will of course up the AI difficulty. The rest of the simulation settings will all be on the harshest settings possible. I will however keep flashbacks enabled in order to make the best quality videos for you guys and to avoid glitches which can ruin an episode. Time to create our driver. For our avatar, I'll just pick the one I like the most. For the country, I'll of course select the Netherlands because I am from the Netherlands. Our driver's name will of course be my name, so I'll just fill in my name right here. For our audio name, I have picked the engineer because I think that kind of describes me. And for our racing number, I will of course be picking 76 because that was my number in karting for my last 2 seasons. For my helmet, I have tried to recreate my real life helmet with the limited resources the game gave me. And I think I actually did quite okay here. Do you guys think it looks like my helmet? I think it's good enough. Now, the most important and exciting decision of the whole episode, the team. I didn't want to pick a team that was completely at the back like Haas or Williams, but I also didn't want to join a top team like Mercedes or Red Bull. I wanted to have a nice balance between being competitive and actually having a bit of a challenge. So without further ado, let's have a look at the team I picked. So guys, I have picked to race with Alpine for the first season of my 2021 career mode. In the timeline that I have created with this career mode, Fernando Alonso did not make his comeback into F1 because he just didn't want to. So that means that we have Esteban Ocon as our teammate. As for the first bit of cash that was in my pocket, I spent it on gaining extra resource points. So that means the boost that gives you a 10% increase in resource points. But without further ado, let's get to the first practice.
Hello folks, and welcome to Paddock Pass, your pre-race edition for this, the inaugural round of the 2021 Formula One World Championship. And I've got to say, it feels great to be back. As is tradition, there is something of an air of a first day back at school on arrival here. But it's more than that. It's a breath of fresh air. It's an element of normality in what has at times felt to be something of an abnormal world. Now, we were supposed to have a raft of new regulations this season, but as we know, they've been held back. Which does give all of these teams the opportunity to have a second bite at the cherry, one final chance to show what they can do in this era of Formula One. But the responsibility for results, as always, falls on the drivers. But with the cars at their disposal this year being very similar to the cars they had at their disposal last year, succeed, and they of course will put it all on themselves as a display of their innate skills and abilities. But the knife cuts both ways, because if they fail to succeed, there's absolutely nowhere for them to hide. The other question though remains as to which of these teams has been able to do the incredible, the impossible perhaps, with these regulations and pull something out of the hat over the winter that gives them the march on their rivals. As always, we can't wait for this season to begin, but for now, from us, that's your luck.
So, here we are, in practice. I will not show you all 3 full practice programs, I'll just give you little snippets or to give you a little idea how it goes. The 3 practice programs that are here this year are track acclimatization, race strategy and ERS deployment. The first 2 are quite easy, they're what you're used to from previous games, but the ERS deployment, boy was it difficult, we'll get to that in a moment. So, the track acclimatization program, that just has been the same from F1 2016 onwards. It's just driving through gates, deploying the DRS at the right moment, and we passed that without any issue on the first try. So, the next one, race strategy, again, same as last year and the years before that. You have to complete 3 laps within a given lap time, and of course they collect data from the car, which was also an easy pass. We passed it without any difficulties. But then came the dreaded ERS management program, which was way more difficult than it was the previous years. This year you're not allowed to change the ERS mode, it's just set to none and you have to manage it with only the overtake button. That's it. So it's full power or no power. And the time you have to beat is quite quick as well, and this is the first time I noticed that I was actually lacking quite some 1 lap pace on this game. Anyway, I didn't complete it and I just decided to give up on it after a while because it was so difficult. Let's get into qualifying and the live com. Okay guys, so welcome, but actually welcome back. This cut you've just seen represents almost over an hour because I accidentally changed the race distance to 5 laps instead of 25%. And I only discovered that when we were on the grid. So I actually already did a qualifying, we got P15 in that one. I had to redo all the practice sessions, I had to remake the entire career mode, so the driver and all. But don't worry, everything is exactly the same as what it was before my mistake happened. So we bought the same perk, we have the same amount of resource points, we're of course at the same team. And yeah, let's go into qualifying. Before we go into qualifying guys, before I forget. My goal is just to get as close to my teammate as possible. Maybe get past P15, which I got in the previous run, so yeah, let's try. Oh, that starts off really nice. We start off with a mechanical issue immediately. You just saw some invisible smoke in the previous cutscene, but now right there the guy's holding the fan.
Brought something to read today. There's an issue in the fuel system. We don't think it's anything terminal, but it is going to take some time to investigate and repair.
Yeah, so there you go guys. There is an issue, we have to wait 4 minutes until we have to get going. So let's skip ahead to our first hot lap. Okay guys, so here we are for our first banker lap in qualifying. I did change the setup a little bit from practice. I actually took off a little bit of downforce on the rear because I just thought the car was understeering slightly. But let's go, here we go. This is of course not going to be our final qualifying run, this is just a banker lap, so I will also not be pushing 100% on this lap. I'm going to share my opinion on this car as I'm driving it. Yeah, in my opinion this thing actually feels okay in the fast corners, but in terms of chassis, this thing is not really great, as you can see there. In terms of curbs, by the way, it's not really that bad. Like all those short little videos you see on YouTube about people spinning. Also the one created by me. That's just an exaggeration. Like, you can take curbs, but you just have to be a little bit careful. What I have noticed, however, is that there's the side pod glitches back. So if you rub your front tire against someone's side pod, you will just instantly spin. And for those kinds of reasons I have flashbacks enabled, so whenever the game fucks you over like that you can just use a flashback. Or when that happens. So we're just going to complete our lap anyway, to see what kind of lap time we can do. But as you can see right there, I'm not really used to strict corner cutting yet. It's a 127.7, which is close to Giovinazzi, but yeah, there were some mistakes in there. I think we can gain like half a second or maybe even more. So let's go to our final qualifying run. So for the For the final qualifying run I always do the drive out option so that I can determine my track position myself. So let's do that right now. Okay guys, so here we are. Let's put the RS up to hot lap now. Let's try to not invalidate our lap time. I will be a bit quiet this lap, but that's just because it's my final lap in qualifying. So let's go. That's a decent exit. Open the RS. We're actually quite okay in terms of straight line speed. I noticed that in the practice programs we gain most of our time on the straights compared to the AI. Brake a little bit too early there, but we gain on exit, I believe. A little bit of a tail swing right there. Oh, we're already losing 3/10 now, that's not good. Gaining up the lost time. So we definitely gained some time on the exit right there. Let's go into these corners, which are my favorites of the track. We gain a massive amount of time here. Let's not invalidate our lap time the same way we did last lap. Yeah, good. Okay, so gaining almost half a second there, which is nice. Let's see what kind of lap time we can do now. Brake a lot later than last lap. Go on power earlier. About the same. We gain almost half a second. Let's see what kind of position it is. Show me. I think it's like P15 again. Our teammate is in P13 and we are in P16. So come on, talk.
Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Okay, so we are one place behind where we qualified previously, which is okay. I expect it to be around here. I feel a lot more comfortable with the car now. And yeah, I always struggle with one lap pace in the Codemasters games, so that's just a given. Also, this is one of my weaker tracks, so let's see what we can do in the race. I think we are going to gain quite some positions because I always go better in the race than I do in qualifying. Let's go.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening events of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. Their difficulties last year, and elsewhere on the grid, the prospect of some really exciting battles, including between the newly rebranded Aston Martin and Alpine teams. Lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who joined me in the comment. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front. Giovinazzi, the engineer. George Russell.
Okay guys, here we are on the grid for career mode. Let's look at our race strategy now. This is pretty much the same as it was last year. We get recommended to have one extra lap of fuel on board. I think for now I'm just stick with this. I have no idea what the fuel usage of this car is. So yeah, better safe than sorry. Of course we have no fuel modes this year, we only have standard mix. So it's going to come down to purely driving when it comes to fuel saving. So short shifting, lifting and coasting. Let's just keep it on 15 laps for now, and maybe in future races we can see what the fuel usage was. And then we can maybe move it up or down. In terms of pit stops, I'm also going to leave it as it is. Maybe come in one lap earlier if the super softs, oh no, it's not super soft. The softs wear out too quickly, but that's just a problem for then. Of course, car setup, we cannot change that. So yeah, let's go. Okay guys, here we are on the grid for career mode, F1 2021, driving for Alpine, 5 red lights. And where we don't go, for some reason the car doesn't select the gear. So we have quite a bad start, but considering we missed our gear, it's not really that bad. Let's see if we can dive bomb some people here. Collision with Latifi, warning. He completely cuts the corner there and is up into P12, so I don't know what Latifi did there. But we gained quite a bit of places and we're now ahead of Ocon. Do we have damage on the front wing? No, we don't. That's lucky. But Ocon's coming back at us and he completely dive bombs me and Russell for some reason. I don't know what the AI is doing, but they're going for some absolute sense for some reason. Let's see if we can keep up with Ocon. We're back at the position we started in. The car feels understeery, but that's maybe because we have heavy fuel. Let's do a dive from here. We almost lose the back end. See if we can squeeze out our teammate. Yeah, we got him. So it's P15, ahead of a teammate. That's always good. Car feels a bit unstable on heavy fuel, must be honest. There's an overtake to keep up with Russell. I think we have to get Russell as well. That should be doable. Ocon is right there behind us, but we are far enough ahead so that he doesn't go for the overtake. We got our first track limits warning there, that's completely my fault. Of course, I've never driven with strict corner cutting in career mode, so that's going to be another challenge. Probably get quite a lot of warnings and penalties over the course of this career mode. We outbrake Russell, push him a bit towards the outside, and we got him. Oh, and there's someone going into the pits. I think that's Latifi. Yeah, of course, he dive bombed absolutely everyone. He probably damaged his front wing there. But we're up into P13 after lap 1, after starting in P16. Oh no, that wasn't Latifi. I don't know who that was then. But Latifi is actually holding his own in the midfield. Wow. We have Ocon now behind us, so he overtook Russell. So I think it's important that we get past Latifi as soon as possible. Okay, so we're definitely close enough to Latifi to mount an overtake. Let's see if we can get him into the final corner. Dive bomb. Yeah, we got him. It's not track extend. He's coming back at us though. And we again have someone going into the pits, it's Tsunoda. So whatever is happening to everyone, for some reason they all have damage or something. Latifi is still side by side with us. See if we can outbrake him around the outside. We cannot outbrake him, but we can outrun him, so we got him. And Ocon is now trying to get past Latifi, that's not good. I hope Latifi can hold him up for a little while. But points are right there ahead of us, and Ocon did get past Latifi, which is a shame. But you can see on the straight we are gaining on him, so the straight line speed is really not that bad. We have to defend from Ocon and brake. Let's see if we can keep ahead of Ocon. We can squeeze him out, yeah, we still got it.
Flag.
Yellow flag ahead of us. Did someone retire or crash? Are we going to get points? Stroll is parked right there on a very dangerous position. I hope the AI doesn't hit them. Jesus, that was close. That could have cost me a front wing as well. We actually now have a 1.1 second gap to Latifi, so maybe he did hit Stroll and has damage and is now holding up the rest of the field. So we are now safe from DRS, which is nice. So we are approaching the pit window now. I think we're going to pit on lap 7. Jesus, the tires are definitely wearing now. As Ocon has now gone past Latifi and he's right up our gearbox because we made a little mistake there. But he's too far away to dive bomb, I think.
The side pods have taken damage. Keep an eye on your engine temperature. Cooling may be adversely affected.
Okay, so we actually have side pod damage for some reason. I don't know when that happened. I don't think we hit Ocon. Got off throttle a little bit. Let's look at the damage. I don't see any damage. Let's look at it. I still don't know where I can see the damage. I don't see any damage, so that's a really BS claim from Jeff there.
Top 10 now. Keep it up.
We are now in the top 10 as someone pits ahead of us, and now we have Lewis Hamilton behind us, and Ocon is coming to the pits now, so now it's time to push. Let's do a qualifying run. For 2 laps actually. So, it's time to engage heavy concentration mode for 2 laps. And oh yeah guys, by the way, I'm sorry if the FPS is a bit laggy for some reason. Like, I don't see any performance issues on the game itself, but when I look back at the video I see that the FPS is not quite what it was on my monitor, so if that's the case, I'm sorry, I really don't know how to solve that problem.
The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse.
So again, our engineer says that our bodywork has taken some slight damage, but I really can't see anything on my display, so I also don't feel anything abnormal, so that's interesting. Hamilton is now going to overtake us. I don't want to lose any time fighting him, so I hope he does it quickly. Come on, go, go. The inside, go. There we go. Maybe we can use his DRS now. So we didn't really lose too much time to him there. See if we can use his DRS now. Yes, we are coming into the pits this lap for a set of medium tires to use him as a bit of a slipstream DRS and ERS cannon. We're now actually in P5 because of the pit stops. So Bottas is coming up behind us now. I hope he's too far away to overtake us because I don't want to lose any more time. And brake. So let's come into the pits now. So they are replacing our front wing for some reason. I don't know why. We don't have damage. Just this bug in the game, I guess. Come on, go. Okay, so the stop was actually decent, but we lost so much time and it was so unnecessary. So we're now in P11. Could have been P10. Such a shame. I'm so pissed off right now. This was just so unnecessary. We were in such a good position. And then we get dicked over by the game like that. There was no damage. It didn't show up on the screen. It didn't feel like there was damage, but Jeff was convinced there was damage, so he replaces my front wing. So stupid. Let's just put our head down and focus so we can make the best of the given situation, which is what you should always do. Let's see if we can get past these 2 back markers. Let's go into the slipstream of Mazepin. Bottas is out of the session, so that's another place for us. Go to the inside because I don't want to go around the outside of this guy. Okay, so done and dusted. Let's see if we can get Russell. He gets a terrible run out of here. Let's see if we can get closer to him. He's so slow on the apex, oh my god. Yeah, the hard tires are really just so slow. I don't know why he went for the hard tires. Maybe the Williams has terrible tire wear. Jesus, the back end. Dirty air is so strong, man. It's unbelievable. Last year it wasn't really that big of an issue, but this year it's just insane. With the already lower downforce cars, dirty air just really hits us. Okay, we get DRS now and use overtake. Our battery is almost empty actually. Let's just use DRS then. He tries to defend, we go towards his inside, driving back towards the outside and brake. Okay, we got him, nice. Jesus, back end.
Good job, nice overtake.
So we got past him and the Stroll is 5 seconds ahead of us. I don't think we're going to catch up to him. But you never know, it's F1, anything can happen. So guys, what are you thinking of this right now? Do you like it, career mode? I enjoy playing it. I hope you enjoy watching me do it as well. If you have any suggestions or tips or things you would like to see me cover extra in the next episode, please just let me know. This is of course my first ever career mode episode I ever made on any game. And I'm just doing what I think is best for the episode. But if you guys have any suggestions for it, leave it down there in the comments and I will of course have a look at it and maybe implement the things you suggest. And also guys, as always, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing, liking the video and commenting. It really helps me, it helps the channel grow bigger so that I can make even better content for you guys. So if you like the content, please show some love, and if you do so, the content will of course improve. And also, we have a Discord server. The link of that will be down in the description as the first thing that comes up. So if you go down to the description, the first link you will see is a link to our Discord. So if you are interested in having a good time with fellow F1 fans, join our Discord. We have over 100 members already, so why not? So our teammates actually stuck in the train behind us, as we're now coming up to the last lap. I will shut up for the last lap, so you can enjoy the engine sounds of this thing, which are okay in my opinion.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. The car behind is gaining on you by... Gap to car in front is 12.5 seconds.
Okay guys, so I hope you got a good glimpse of what that car sounded like. Our tires were completely dead in the last lap, if you couldn't notice that. But for our first race in career mode on F1 2021, it's going to be P12, which could have been so much more if it weren't for that bad pit stop. First race. Oh, I get driver of the day, that's nice. Yeah, this race could have been so much more. I don't know if it was my fault or the game's fault. Please let me know in the comments down below if it was my fault or the game's fault. Anyway, it completely screwed our race. I think we had a decent chance of actually getting points. But Lewis Hamilton won the race. Like in real life, he also won Bahrain in real life. I think Verstappen got P2, yeah he did. Hey, you can see Ben over there as one of the engineers, nice. Let's have a look at the little cutscene, let's see if it has changed at all. I think the engineer cutscene did get changed. Oh, this is different. Is it? I don't know. Well, it is more realistic as in the way Lewis Hamilton celebrates. This is the same from last year, I think. I think last year we also got a bunch of new cutscenes, didn't we? As Max pours the champagne down Hamilton's neck. I think in real life he would like to pour something different down his neck for the next race. Like acid or something. So yeah, in terms of pace, if you look at our best lap, we're definitely ahead of like the Williams, Haas and Alfa Romeos, so that's nice. In terms of our team, we're 3/10 behind him, but I think we can close that gap over the season as I of course get better at F1 2021. And yeah, let's just develop the car and see how far we can get it up the grid. Maybe we'll get a new contract offer, who knows. If I get a contract offer mid-season, I will let you guys decide if I should sign it or not. But yeah, we're still at round 1 right now, so let's advance. We will probably get an interview.
The fans really seem
Interview
to enjoy
time.
that. You made it look easy. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Okay, so this is basically just a case of which department do you want to give a boost. Chassis is going to be a really important one, so we're going to go with this option.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Well, none of us. Let's go with this one. I feel this is a neutral one.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Well, that was a short interview. I think we did okay in that interview. Let's go on to our R&D. Our claim level is already up to 2, which is nice. Okay, so this is actually new to me. I know this was introduced last year as well, but I didn't really do career mode in F1 2020. So what can we do here? Nothing. This is just, I think this is just showing us how good our departments are. Let's go to the R&D itself. Yes, our chassis morale is now high, so that's good. Let's select this, and oh, we actually get an 8% discount. I think that's because of our perk and because of the way we drove in the practice sessions. So let's get the recommended upgrade, which is this one. Let's get it. Are we going to rush it? No, we're not. We have plenty of time before the next Grand Prix, so we're definitely not going to rush it. Let's just use standard. I actually want to do something for the durability, because I think that's more important than engine power right now. Let's see if we can, what we can do. We actually already got 3 general wear upgrades, so durability is fine as well. Well, let's just go for the recommended upgrade, and more engine power is always nice. And buy that one. And we still have 2000 resource points left, so let's just get another upgrade. Front end aero, sure, why not? Unlock next one. Do we have another one? Maybe we can do halo upgrade, so rear downforce. Well, we still have resource points, so why not? Let's buy it. As you can see on the graph right there, oh no, that was not the overall pace we just saw, that was just the pace on that department. So we will be the 3rd fastest car in terms of aero. And yeah, of course chassis, that is a very big part we have to address. So let's see what else we have to do now. Engine, of course, we'll be using the same engine for the next race, because well, it's not really that worn yet. Our event gearbox took 7% of damage, so we will easily use this for the rest of the mandatory races. Corporate. Okay, our market value has increased from 200k to 225k, which is nice. So yeah, I think this is it for this episode. Let's go into the outro right now. Okay guys, that was it. Episode 1 of Career Mode on F1 2021. I really enjoyed playing Career Mode, and I really enjoy sharing it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Keep in mind that this is my first ever Career Mode series on YouTube, so it's of course not perfect, but I try to make the best episodes I can with the limited time I have. If there is something I could improve on, or you would like to see that I give more attention in the next episode, please let me know. All of your criticism is welcome, as long as you keep it civil. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the next episode at Spain, and I will see you all next week. Peace!